Hey everybody, it's Aram Banyan.
Timothy Bennett here.
Welcome to B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies.
So tonight we are going to finish up the part or the discussion we had from last week of Charlize Theron. And I don't know. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Pick it up where we left off.
Yeah. No, we liked her. Hopefully you do too.
Yeah. And then I actually believe I saw Dark Places.
I have not.
Okay, yeah, I have. Okay, so this movie was actually really good. And she basically, because it's got her, Nicholas Hoult, Christina Hendricks,
Chloe Grace
Ty
Moritz,
Sheridan, Chloe Grace Moritz,
Corey Stahl.
Yeah, all super good.
Bunch of actors, yeah.
Yeah, super good movie, and it's basically her brother goes to jail or goes to prison for murdering her family. And so like half of the movie is taking place in the past, where her brother is played by Ty Sheridan, and like Chloe Grace Moritz is like this girl that he's trying to court. You have to watch the movie to really get a good grasp of what's going on. Yeah. I think it's based on a book. It's super good. But yeah, definitely give that a watch if you ever get a chance. I believe it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I believe.
I'll give it a shot, maybe.
That's
I can remember.
It's Nick Stahl is really good in it. Corey Stahl is the grown-up version of her brother. And then, like I say, Ty Sheridan's the past version. Christina Hendricks is the mother that ends up committing suicide, I think, or something. That might have been a plot point I probably shouldn't have given away, but
yeah, see what you know.
Yeah,
it's slipped out. It's out there into the interweb.
You said it. You can't take it back.
Nope, especially into interweb. I do like the actors that are in. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Christina Hendricks, but she's not terrible by any means either.
She's also not like super prominent in the movie.
Yeah, I like Nicholas Hoult. I think he's fantastic.
He plays basically like a member of like this group that's trying to like prove that her brother is innocent, or like trying to disprove certain murders because there's like
a lack of evidence and shit like
lack
that.
of evidence, or there's questions about it that weren't answered properly and things like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's like I said, it's a good movie. Give it a watch if you get a chance. Then we get into the sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman, Winter's War.
Oh, well, you go a little bit first. First, you did Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, fuck. I totally bypassed that. Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
She did Mad Max Fury Road, which was a continuation or a reboot. I don't really know what it is about.
It almost seemed like it was a reimagining.
I mean, it was done by the same guy.
Yeah, like he just sort of like
went the original Mad Max.
Yeah, he just sort of like redid it.
Yeah,
almost.
But the film wasn't terrible. I think it had really cool shots. It was really cool themes and colors. I didn't care for her character. Now, I didn't think she did a bad job.
The character itself was written.
Yeah, I just felt like the character was very bleak. And it wasn't anything to do with her. It was the character.
Well, and what's really
bleak.
Interesting to me.
Once again, though, second time she worked with Nicholas Hoult.
Really? Okay.
He plays the psycho in
right on.
in there.
Oh, Nux.
Yep. So she has a habit of.
Well, I mean, if you work well with somebody, I mean, of course you're gonna want to work with them.
But it seems like she only does it twice. So far, it's been two. I mean, maybe there's more, but so far,
don't go to
twice.
the well too many
and
times,
I'm not even talking about the sequel, because she goes and works in the second Huntsman, movie.
Yeah.
And that's different. That's a sequel. I would hope to see the original people come back.
Right.
Unless it's a prequel, then you're dealing with something else. But
well, then you get into the Dumb and Dumber situation.
oh, I don't even talk about that. But yeah, the Huntsman then came out, Winter's War in 2016. She plays the same role.
Yeah.
But the only difference is Emily Blunt is now. Emily Blunt plays.
She's
her sister, I think, her older sister.
So she's like, she's the other sister, Queen Freya. But yeah, Kristen Stewart's not in this one, thank God.
Yeah, that was a saving grace.
Somebody killed her.
I don't know if we got that far, but
can only hope.
Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah, I
remember this. But
I didn't
think I
see
ever
the Last Face, which was before that. I didn't see Kubo and the Two Strings. Looked really good. I wanted to watch it, never got around to it.
Oh yeah, I never saw the last Space either, but I think I recognize. I think I recognize it. Sean Penn directed it, so I think I remember when that came out.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember something about this movie.
Yeah, Kubo and the Two Strings. So I remember seeing it when it came out.
I remember seeing some of the ads, and it looked really good. It's a stop motion. It's kind of animated along the same lines as like James and the Giant Peach. It seemed,
but much better.
Yeah, obviously, like
higher, better graphics.
Computers being what they are now, it's a lot easier to do. But like the animation seemed more akin to like James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah, no, I follow that. I can see that.
Atomic Blonde was the next one.
Once again, I've not seen it, but she goes into the fighting thing.
Yep.
And I've been told that it's good. It's violent, and she does a badass job. I haven't seen it though, so I'm intrigued.
This seems like her version of Salt.
Well, I think wasn't this a comic book though? I'm
Atomic
pretty sure
Blonde?
this was a
judging by the
comic
title,
book.
probably. But like this seemed like Salt was kind of the movie that like Angelina Jolie just like leaned into like doing action all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of the same concept for Charlize Theron. It was like this is her going, I can do action too.
I mean, she did action in Aeon Flux though previously.
Yeah, but I mean, this seems like
this is
like action versus like the acrobatic shit she did in Aeon Flux.
That's fair. That's true. You have a point.
I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it because there's a lot of guys in this movie. Eddie Marson is in this movie.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
I mean, there's that one.
Yeah.
John Goodman, Toby Jones, James McAvoy.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yep.
Hell yeah. I definitely should give it a shot.
Most definitely. Moving on from there.
So this is the one. Okay, so I watched it. Now, then she goes and she joins the Fast and the Furious franchise and the Fate and the Fierce. Now, she's going to be in the next one that's coming out too, Fast 9. Or
F9.
F9. I don't care for these films.
Mm-hmm.
I only watch them because I've already seen them all, so I might as well just keep up, keep relevant. Not a huge fan. I do love The Rock, and I like Jason Statham's characters in them. Yeah. But that's where they went and they did that whole buddy comedy thing.
Hobbs and Shaw, yeah.
That was fantastic. I don't like her character, but she plays that manipulative, evil, bad person again. And she does it well. She does it so well. This is one bitch you do not fuck with. Like,
right?
You don't even think twice. Like, that's how good she is. She gives you that look that you were telling, that emotionless,
that devoid of emotion, like
and
the slate, the clean slate.
Basically, in this, every time you look at her, it's like she's planning on how many times she could slice you up before you even notice. Like,
I remember, I always think of things like that when I see those things. I always think of a Richard Pryor joke when he talks about meeting a mobster in real life, and he's like, somebody did something or said something or they mentioned something, and like the guy's face just washed, and like the guy looked dead, like there was nothing on his face. Like that's what I think of when I think of like the way she kind of looks at you. Like all emotion is just gone from that look.
That's basically what
she's
is.
And she's staring through you almost.
Oh man, yeah. But as much as I didn't care for the film and I didn't like necessarily the story by any means or her character by any means, she did well even though I didn't like it. Right. I don't discredit that. It's just she's fucking, you definitely get that feeling. Don't fuck with her.
Right. I'm gonna say it this way: the Fast and Furious movies at this point are becoming comic books.
Oh god, yes.
Because no character stays dead. They're defying gravity among other things at all times.
Yeah. Like when did they turn into spies?
Right.
That's my whole thing. They went from being street racers to, let's all of a sudden become spies. Especially with this new trailer. Yep. I just could not accept John Cena be, hey, big brother. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? None of that was mentioned ever before. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he's a super agent evil guy.
Dom becomes a
What
street
the
racing
fuck is
thief,
this?
and then John Cena is a fucking super spy.
Yeah, I just
What the
like
fuck
how
happened?
in the universe does that work?
That's completely
they're
bonkers.
just pulling shit out of thin air, going fuck logic. Let's do this anyway.
Exactly. And the thing of it is, like, people fucking eat it up.
Oh, they eat that shit up because it's sports cards, it's explosions, it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's testosterone in a bottle that women want to drink too. I don't know. I don't get it. Either way,
it doesn't work for me. Like, I've seen the first two.
I enjoyed the first handful. The first four for me were fine.
I never saw Tokyo Drift.
Was decent, but it was just because he did some shit that I'm like, wow, that was really cool.
I never saw Tokyo Drift, which I think is the third one.
Yeah.
I may have seen 4. Maybe.
That's where they brought Toretto back. They brought Vin Diesel back.
And
it was okay.
I may have seen the ending of the one where Paul Walker dies.
Once again, it was okay. Like, I just didn't
Yeah.
care after that point. I was just watching
Well, right.
at that point.
It's
Yep.
just...
You're not missing much other than if you
Yeah.
want to keep going. But I would say that the first one I enjoyed. I liked the first one.
The first one, even the second one was enjoyable.
The second one was funny. I mean,
Tyrese and Ludacris have cemented themselves as the comedic relief for the movies.
Ludacris, dude. I fucking loved Ludacris to begin with, but
Right.
when that was the first time I saw him in an acting role, I thought he was great. I thought he was great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm glad he kept coming back too.
Most definitely. I haven't seen him do much else besides that. I saw him in Hustle and Flow.
I never saw that.
That was an okay movie, actually.
Terrence Howard.
Yep. Not a bad movie.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I haven't seen it though.
Anthony Anderson and DJ Qualls are entertaining in it.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like...
It's basically just about a pimp that becomes a...
It's a pimp who's trying to get out of being a pimp and, like, start rapping.
just... I don't know. To me, it just seems funny.
It kind of is. It's a very serious movie. Like, there's like few spots where you kind of giggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when DJ Qualls is setting up the equipment and Terrence Howard's like talking to Anthony Anderson, he's like, you know that guy's white. He's like, he's not white. He's just light skinned. That was kind of funny.
That's one dude that always surprises me when I see him in shit.
DJ Qualls.
Especially when he was in Supernatural. I'm just
Mama
like,
Duke, you're so crazy.
right? I'm just like, what the fuck? This guy's in here?
He pops up at the most odd intervals.
I don't hate him though.
No, he's fine in everything he does. Like
Anyway.
it's an odd interval. Like
Yeah. Anyway, she's in an episode now. Once again, I'm not shocked, but Seth MacFarlane. Now it's twice, but she's in an episode of The Orville, which is a take on and I think it does justice too. I think it's a very homage kind of feel to Star Trek.
Yep.
And Seth MacFarlane wrote it, and he's executive producer, and then he stars in it. And she does a guest appearance in one of the episodes. I remember it because I love the show. I think it's great. It's basically Star Trek.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, without the seriousness. It's Seth MacFarlane bringing a little bit of goofy comedy, not so serious.
It's like a send up of Star Trek.
Yeah,
to some degree.
I like it. I like the humor, but I like the non seriousness. But it's still space.
I have to go back and watch it because I thought it looked really good. The first episode was good. I just never went back and watched it.
Unfortunately, it's been 2 years now since the second season. The third season is coming out. It's the last season, and I think it's getting picked up by something else.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
interesting.
At least
It's
that's
just getting
the
picked up
last
for the
time.
third season.
Yeah,
or like,
and that's
okay.
it. Yep. So, but I do remember her in it, and she looks good in a square shoulders.
Shoulder pads work on her.
Yeah.
They take away from her shoulders.
Exactly, which she apparently has a problem with. So, never saw Tully.
Yeah,
I've
never heard of that movie.
Nope.
I read the little synopsis and I couldn't tell you. Gringo, I remember seeing ads for. I never watched it.
Yeah, I never watched it either. To be honest, it didn't really seem like something I'd want to watch.
I mean, it didn't seem terrible. Like, it looked like something I would watch, but it was one of those movies that never made it high on my list of things to watch.
Yeah.
Like, if I had run out of other stuff, I probably would have watched it. But,
Yeah.
like, I had other things I wanted to watch.
Yeah. I am kind of curious now that we've saw it again. I'm like,
Yeah.
because I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, me too. The same way. The Long Shot would be the next one. Or not The Long Shot, just Long Shot. I couldn't tell you what this fucking movie's about.
I don't remember what it's about either. I remember seeing it. I've been told. So this is with Seth Rogen. I almost said Seth MacFarlane again. Seth Rogen.
Seth MacRogen.
Seth MacRogen. Now that's an interesting person,
right? Terrible laugh.
I don't know. It seems like I think like he's supposed to be some kind of writer for like a politician or something. And she's supposed to be like a politician.
I'm
or
reading
senator.
the synopsis right now. Is he's a journalist who reunites with his childhood crush, played by Charlize Theron, now one of the most influential women in the world. As she prepares to make a run for the presidency, she hires him as a speechwriter, and sparks fly.
There you go. That's why they have those things, so we don't have to fucking make up shit.
Because if you had asked Tim and I what that was about, we couldn't have fucking told you that was any of that.
I was on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, you had the writer part, like.
But I remember when it came out, it didn't look appealing to me. I didn't want to see it, but I keep getting told by people I actually trust on their views and their suggestions of films to give it a shot. It's better than you think. That's exactly what I hear. It's better than you think. I don't know what that's telling me, but it's basically saying I'm right to begin with, and I actually might
the question begs, how low do you think my bar is set?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
that's the first question I ask. Like, if it's better than I think, how low do you think my bar is? Because you're making an assumption on what I deem to be bad.
But given it to the two people who have seen it and told me, hey, give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long shot. See what I did there?
Nicely done.
I don't know. Maybe one day when maybe I'm bored and I got nothing else to do, or maybe the time that we need to sit on the couch. Me and Kaylee have nothing else that we're gonna watch. We need to figure some shit out. That's maybe something I'll put in because it's starting to become an issue. But I haven't seen it.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything. Like I say, until I read that synopsis, I couldn't have fucking told you what the movie's about.
Nope. Mike Tompkins.
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Some
short about the Addams. Is that who animated the Addams Family movies?
I have no idea. Maybe. Well, she was in the Addams Family, the new animated remake in 2019.
She's Morticia.
And here's my issue. I don't want to watch it because I got excited when I heard, they're making a new Addams Family. I'm like, okay, interesting. And then I found it's an animation. I'm like, okay, I could kind of accept it, but I'm still disappointed.
Yeah.
I love the Addams Family. And
so I love the first two movies. Thought they were great.
Yep.
Addams Family Reunion really just kind of stabbed me in the chest because it was Raul Julia was dead by this point. So he was
in there. There's only two of them.
There's three of them. There's a third one called Addams Family Reunion where they have Tim. No, Addams Family Values was the second one.
Oh.
Addams Family Reunion had Tim Curry playing Gomez and Daryl Hannah playing Morticia.
Oh, okay.
And it was a kick in the chest to anybody that loved the first two movies. Tim Curry could do it. Daryl Hannah is awful.
Absolutely. That's it. Absolutely. I don't remember that, I guess.
That's because no one fucking cared.
Yeah.
They made the movie. It was a direct-to-video movie.
Oh, well, that's probably why. Yeah, fuck that noise. Yeah, the first two were great.
Yeah, the first two were wonderful.
Julius was great.
Raul Julia and Angelica Houston acting together had great chemistry. They were wonderful.
And Christopher Lee. Or not Christopher Lee. Fucking, why did I say that?
Christopher Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd.
Wow.
And they're about
way off.
Yeah, so at least like, I don't know, 40 years difference.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But Christopher Lloyd
as Fester was
everybody
wonderful.
In that goddamn film.
Yep.
Even Christina Ricci.
Yep, Christina Ricci, the guy that played Pugsley. I don't know his name. Even like
the grandmother or Lurch
and the mother were great.
Yeah, it was great.
Lurch might have been the only character they got to come back for the third for Addams Family Reunion.
Well,
that and Thing, but I mean he was a hand. So
he was a hand. Yeah,
it's a joke. Goddammit.
I love those movies because.
But I mean between the Dan Hedaya in the first movie as Tully, the so-called friend of the family that ends up betraying him, to Ann Cusack? Yeah, Ann Cusack, who marries Fester in the second one. Joan Cusack. Ann Cusack. What the fuck is wrong with you? But those first two movies were great. The Addams Family Reunion was dog shit, and it should be burned from the histories.
Well, now you've told me, I'm gonna have to go find it so I can check it out.
So you can be disappointed too.
Yes, but at least now I'm aware that
I've warned
it's
you.
gonna be horrible. Yeah. I will say though, I want to give this a shot. I really didn't want to, but now knowing that she plays
Morticia?
voice, I kind of want to hear that.
I don't know who the hell else is in
I
this
like her
movie.
voice. I think she could be a phone sex operator and make lots of money.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac is Gomez. Interesting.
Then she goes and does Bombshell, which I've seen the trailer for because it's supposed to be all about this like three powerful women or women that.
Well, it's about the. They take on Fox News head Roger Ailes and the toxic atmosphere he presides over at the network. So it's basically those three, like, they were big Fox journalists, like news people, that basically combated the male, like, dominance in the company. And she plays Megyn Kelly.
And this is supposed to be
It's based on real events.
But is it supposed to be like a 90s or something? Because it seemed like it was a period.
No, this all happened. I think this was like kind of came about from the Me Too movement. I think maybe it's one of their outfits came off like it's older. But anyway, I saw the trailer. Yeah,
I've seen the trailer and not my cup of tea necessarily. I don't really care. I mean, but the actors. Let's
not say that we don't care because we might get some conflict from that.
I don't. It's not anything to do with. I don't care about a lot of that shit.
As a movie, it doesn't strike me as like it doesn't make us want to watch it.
Not
although
at all.
John Lithgow is the bad guy in this movie.
I was gonna say, but actually looking at the cast, I might have to give it a shot because I do.
And Malcolm McDowell's in this movie.
Allison Janney, which I've been watching Mom a lot, and she plays the crazy mom.
Connie Brighton's in this movie. Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, I.
There's a great cast.
I just don't care about what it's about.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's probably in large part because we're guys. Not gonna lie, and I've gotten flack for this. There's a lot of times where I have trouble with stuff because I don't identify that well with the female lead.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't care to whatever degree. That's not because I'm saying that like it doesn't matter or anything like that. It's just I can't identify, so I'm not a consumer.
I'm not big on that kind of like any films with politics. I'm not a big fan of anything that deals with sports. Don't give a fuck about. That's the kind of shit. I'm a fantasy guy. I'm an escapist. I want escapism. That's what I want. I watch movies because of that. I deal enough with the real world shit. I don't need to watch about it. That's why I don't watch the news. I don't read about the news. I mean, I try to stay fairly up to date, but I don't dive into it like most people because I live it. I'm going to hear it from everywhere else. I'm going to see it eventually, especially nowadays with the internet. So, like, I'm all about the escapism. That's why I go for my sci-fi and my fantasies. Give me magic. Give me other worlds. That's why I'm watching
For sure. Yep.
If I want something like this, I will just watch the fucking news.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve...
It's not saying that... We're not saying that it's not a story that shouldn't be told.
Exactly.
We just don't have any desire to watch it because we're aware that it's happening.
Yep.
And we know we're not part... We know that to our extent, we're not part of the problem.
No.
So we don't feel the need to delve into it, I guess. Would be the right way to say it.
Now, will I suggest it or support it to somebody who might actually like this stuff? Absolutely.
Yeah, almost definitely.
But, yeah. And this is the kind of stuff that Kaylee likes, so she'll probably watch it. I probably should let her know.
Yeah.
Well, the last film that we come up to that was released came out last year, and it was a very big hit for Netflix. So it was a Netflix original show. It was based off a comic book, and it's called The Guard.
The Old Guard.
The Old Guard. I've not read the comics, but I've seen them, and I'm intrigued just because I've seen the movie. Now, this movie, did you watch it?
I have not watched it yet.
Okay. This movie was badass.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I got an interest in watching it from the trailers or from the previews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when I just decided one day, because I think it was somebody to say, hey, just watch it.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, fine. It was during quarantine. What else fuck am I going to do? So, and I watched it. I was fucking blown away. I was very impressed. It was badass. I thought she was fucking badass. The whole concept was badass. I liked it a lot. And I hope they come up with another one because they left it open. Now, saying that, her character, who plays basically like the captain, like the leader of this group of immortals.
Sure.
and mercenary immortals for that matter.
Right.
She is just such an amazing physical actress. And
Yep.
it really shows in this because some of the shit that she was doing in this film, you can't fake that. And you can't like just set that up to like she had to do some training. Not to mention she's fucking like toned and ripped in this.
I mean, it's only a couple years removed, like release wise, it's only a couple years removed from the Atomic Blonde.
That's true.
So I mean,
That's
she was
true.
probably still in that shape to do that kind of action.
The way I'm looking at her is that she's turning into the
She's
female
doing
action
she's
star.
doing Liam Neeson is basically in her later years she's becoming an action star.
Yeah, she's becoming the female action star. I don't think you have a lot of those.
No,
I can't really name
not
any.
not outside of like if you look at any of the ones that like comic book movies like Scarlett Johansson being Black Widow or Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman. Those, yes, they're physical and like they're action stars, but like they're not as
But that's all you see them in is the comic books.
they're
where
not as
it's
violent
yeah.
as like
So far-
Atomic Blonde or the Old Guard seems to be.
So far, she at least has 4 films under her credit where she does some action,
Yeah.
and they're not all the same. So
Right.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at. I feel like she's becoming the female action star. She's doing it very, very well.
I think you got a good point there, to be completely honest.
Because yeah, I mean, Fast 9, she does a little bit of stuff.
Fast 9 is the new one.
Or I
coming
mean,
out.
sorry,
That was like Fate of the Furious.
her character, she's gonna be in Fast 9. Sorry, the character Cypher.
Yeah.
She's badass. She's fucking
Yeah.
badass.
Those are the next things she's got on her list.
Yeah.
Are actually sequels to everything that we just named off, like Atomic Blonde 2.
Yeah, right?
Fast 9 or F9, The Addams Family 2.
Yeah, I know. If I was to say out of a lot of the female actresses, like, I have a lot of appreciation and respect for certain actresses for sure.
Yeah.
But she's one of those where I tend to think that people grace actresses off of either looks, oh, they look good and they have a little bit of talent,
Yeah.
or you got to be fucking talented to look not that good. And I hate this to say this, but I use Cassie Bates as a perfect example.
Yeah.
I love Cassie Bates.
Oh, so
that
do I.
woman is a phenomenal actress.
Yep.
Just fucking amazing. I think she's one of the most diverse, dynamic, and sincere, incredibly, and funny
Oh, for sure.
actresses out there. And she's done it all. From
Yep.
horror to comedy and everything in between. And she does it so fucking
I think
good.
the only thing she has done is action.
Well, that's true. I guess I don't think she's ever. I don't know.
I don't think she's ever done action in so much as she's been the actor doing the action. I'll put it that way.
That's true. She's also a very old, a much older woman, but she's not a looker.
Right.
She's never been a looker.
But she's got
even
that
when she
presence.
was younger. Yep.
Yeah,
But
she's
she's
got that
incredible. And
presence about
she's
her.
one of those that I said, she got where she is because of pure talent.
Yep.
And that's where you can have those good-looking women, sure, but did they deserve to get where they're at because they're talented, or is it just because they're something good to gaze at?
It's that cliche sort of thing where you have brains versus beauty in a woman. Like,
Yeah.
You know, the more brains you got, the less beauty you have, or vice versa. Like, it's cliche and it's a terrible thing to actually use to measure women.
It really is. But once again, the film industry or Hollywood was raised it's a man's industry. It was raised that way.
Yeah.
From the 1920s, the
Yeah.
1900s. That's how it was. And we're getting away from that, which is good.
Yeah, but
It's
for
just
a long time,
really
this is how
slow.
you know. This is how like the perfect example is like how Harvey Weinstein got away with all that shit for so
exactly-
long.
yeah.
Like it's because it's a guy's industry.
It's only been until that moment that we've started to really change the views and it's been more exposed as a man's.
It's the same thing like
world
in the industry we work in. We work in the restaurant industry.
Yep.
There are now, but if you look back in the day, there's
weren't
not a lot of
female cooks
chefs
and shit, yeah.
out there that are females that are regarded like.
And
Most
if you
people look at it
did,
and go,
a lot of them were, I hate to use this term in a disrespectful way, but a lot more butchy or masculine
Yeah.
or even worse, they were just a lot more like tomboyish.
yeah, they
more
didn't threaten.
rugged,
They didn't
whatever it was.
threaten the male vision of a chef.
Yeah. Yep.
Essentially, like, you know, like I say, nowadays there's a lot more female chefs that are out there doing amazing things and great things, and that's cool. But yeah, for a long time, it was like, if you look, I remember watching with my grandfather, watching old cooking shows.
Yep.
It was the Frugal Gourmet. It was this old fucking guy that looked like a goddamn science professor. Or, but Julia Child's the only one you can really think of way back in the day.
Who really broke out.
Yeah,
but
she
once
broke
again,
out.
her and Martha Stewart and all that.
Yeah. But even Martha Stewart, you don't consider a chef. But
but basically
what
what happened is you start to idolize as housewives.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a fucking bullshit term.
Yeah.
From the get go, but it started because of the 40s.
Yep, exactly.
That's what it was when you had a conservative era. Well, and that was the issue is you have this industry that is primarily it's a man's world, but we're all being raised by women.
Right.
So where the fuck does that play in? Like I'm a man who was raised by a woman. Like my mom was a single woman for the longest time, and she's a tomboy though too. Like, or she calls herself a tomboy.
And like I listen to a lot of these chefs. It's like, oh, well, where did you get your inspiration? It's like, oh, my mother. And it's like, okay, like why aren't there more women being focused on? Like, because I'm sure plenty of women got that from and. Yeah, it's a lot of the shit. Like, it's hard for women to get to the same spot.
The degree of
the same
appreciation,
respect. Degree of notarization respect, and all that jazz. Like I say, nowadays it's becoming much more prevalent.
Yes. But it's only been the last couple of years. Maybe the last 5 years you started to really gain some kind of exposure within hey, women are really starting to put themselves out there.
For sure. With the advent of Netflix's The Chef's Table and all these cooking shows that all the streaming services are putting together, you start to see more and more of these people. But
social media has a lot to do with that too, and things like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
there's a lot more exposure now.
Yeah, so before that, and like I say, there's a lot of parallels, I think, in that respect, because they're both art forms that are very male dominated.
Yes. Yep.
So.
But now, to get our point, because we did go on a bit of a tangent, there is a purpose behind this. She is one of those women that I think that started to really break out in that boundaries, like I said, using that whole she's becoming a female action star.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that there's something to say is, like we both said, she's a very beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. But you know that if you watch her works over the years, especially in the movie Monster, which is why I need to watch it, she didn't need to be beautiful to know that, she deserved
to make an impact. She didn't need to be beautiful. Didn't need her looks. Not. She made an impact while looking, like she lived a hard life.
Yep. And some of the other films that you see her in, she's kind of portrayed as this, borderline model-esque woman.
Yeah.
But her characters never really portray that. They almost portray as the girlfriend or, the girl next door kind of feel.
Yeah.
Until she starts playing these bad guys. And then it kind of turns into a different whole, I don't know.
I was say, I think Curse of the Jade Scorpion, she kind of played a little bit of a femme fatale, but but it's a Woody Allen movie, so it's hard to really kind of put that in the same respect. But that was the first kind of glimmer where she could be I don't have to be very demure, I can be kind of sexy and be just as kind of just quirky and stuff like that. But that's a Woody Allen movie.
That's why I want to see Atomic Blonde, because I think she has that both.
Yeah,
where she can be this sexy, the femme fatale kind of feel. She's got this sexiness, but she's fucking deadly. Yeah. And I just think
about that dangerous point,
right? And I just think that she does this in such a domineering way. She does this in such her demeanor is
her presence.
Yeah, it's there, and she owns it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I find her so incredible, which is why one of the reasons why I really want to talk about her is because
for sure
there's a lot of appreciation, a lot of respect.
I think she's, like I said, I've been given shit about the fact that I don't identify very well in female leads or whether it be books, comic books, or whatever. Because I'm one of those guys that I need to be able to put myself into a role. I can't put myself into a female role.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a shortcoming of mine. I'll be the first one to admit that. I can't do that sort of thing.
But you really don't feel that too much when we watch some of her stuff.
No, and that's the thing. I can watch her be the lead, and I'd be willing to watch Atomic Blonde. I've been meaning to watch it.
Yep.
Things like that. I haven't watched The Old Guard. It's not because I don't want to watch her be the lead. It's because I just haven't gotten around to it.
Well, she does this incredible way, we said, she has this demeaning or the the presence that she holds, I should say.
It's commanding.
She commands the role, but she also is not afraid of anything. So if she needs to be a more masculine, she'll take that.
Yep.
If she needs to be that sweetheart, innocent, loving, daring, whatever it is, mother, girlfriend, she'll take that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that she doesn't seem to be pigeonholed.
No,
she doesn't.
She's made very good work of not being pigeonholed into one style of.
She's created the credibility to say, "Hey, I can do it all."
For sure.
Just throw it at me, I'll do it.
Yeah, almost definitely,
and that's incredible, especially for like we were saying, for like the women in the industry, where it's primarily a man's world. And I'm happy to see shit like this.
Yeah, almost definitely. Like it leaves room for guys like me to grow some.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things, like I'll say it right now, it's a shortcoming of mine that I don't identify well with female leads, and I should watch more and I should do more about that sort of thing. Yeah. Because eventually, like, I may have a daughter someday that, like, I need to be able to tell it, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All you have to do is believe in yourself.
So something I kind of read about her was when she was younger, like when she was a teenager or something like that. Apparently her dad, like, got in a fight with her mom and went to attack her.
Really?
And I guess her mom shot the dad in self-defense and killed him.
Interesting.
And so I wonder if a lot of that maybe has something to do with the way that she perceives her roles. Because I'm curious. I would love to ask her, like, what is it that makes her choose the roles that she's choosing, or what really, like, how does she waver that through? Yeah. Whether or not this is what she wants to be.
What's the process?
Because that's some serious shit right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's never come off as somebody who is defenseless or comes off as a victim or anything like that. Not at all. So a part of me thinks maybe it was that moment of, hey, some shit happened. Her mom, even though it was out of self-defense and could have maybe even rightfully been like an accident, whatever the situation was the savior, was the one that kind of...
It's one of those times where it's like, it's not about the events so much as about how you handle them or how you perceive them.
Right. I mean, without actually knowing or diving in, it may not even be true. Maybe bullshit. It was something that came across a couple times. I'm like, interesting. It's very interesting. Because, I don't know. Do you have anything you want to say about her?
No, I think we've said just about all we've got.
I think that right now we've made a list about some films that we want to see.
Yeah, most definitely.
Atomic Blonde for sure.
Yep. I still got to watch The Old Guard.
And I want to watch Dark Places.
Yep. Like I said, that one would end up being really good.
The Addams Family, I think, is something I'll give a shot.
Is that on Netflix? Why do I feel like I think it's on Netflix or something.
Is it? I might have to give that a shot, though.
I might have to give it a shot just because it's for free.
Yeah, if I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, right.
Or if I've already paid through it for something else. I'm definitely looking forward to what else she's going to come out with. So if the Atomic Blonde comes out too, I'll have to watch that to kind of see how well they do. Because I've heard good things. But I'm looking forward to see what else. Especially if it's an action film, man. I'll jump at it.
For sure.
For an action film. I think she's funny too. She's
got great comedic delivery.
Yeah. Like, I want to see the long shot now that we've talked a little bit more about her.
Yep.
Because that's supposed to be a comedy.
So I listened to another podcast called How Did This Get Made? And she and Seth Rogen were on an episode because June, one of the hosts, is in the movie as well. And she was really funny and quite filthy.
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, she was funny and quite filthy on that podcast. It was very entertaining.
Now she's a mother. I think she has like 2 children. I
think she adopted them. I don't think they're birth.
They're not hers, huh?
I think
I guess I don't know about that much. I didn't
dive
far into it.
I could be making shit up at this point, but we
have a tendency to do that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're fantasy guys. We'll just go with it.
Anyway, So, yeah, thanks for your comments again. Mention them again. Keep them up. Keep shooting them. Send us some emails, some suggestions.
We want to hear from you. We love to hear from you. We'd like to touch base with more fans, and actually converse with you guys and maybe get constructive criticism, ideas to make the podcast all the better.
Yep.
And
I know you guys are definitely reaching out on Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool. Definitely cool.
Yeah.
Just know we do have other devices as well. So
yeah. I'd say if you want to get an actual like real good idea across to us, the email address is probably the best idea.
Absolutely, we'll take you because it's a little more direct. So
Yeah, it's more direct and like it gives you the opportunity to actually be more detailed on what your ideas are
and interact with us.
We're not mind readers, so if you give us a vague idea, we can only run with what we can figure out.
Right.
So, and I've always said, I'm incredibly dense. So you have to really just hit me in the head with it.
That's why he doesn't have any hair.
Yeah.
All that shit just goes straight to the brain.
Right. So it dug in there. That's why I'm so dense. But yeah, so definitely like the links to all of our social media stuff will be up in the show notes. Definitely hit us up however you want. Just give us a shout out. We'll definitely touch base back with you as well.
Yep. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Next time Jason should be with us too. So
the third amigo should be back by then.
Hell yeah. So all right, well, this is Timothy Bennett.
And this is Aram Banyan.
Catch you later.
Peace.